but there are others who think that this is a really big deal. For instance, they have personal letters from the office of the Vice President. Joe Biden says, "Good job, guys." This one's really special. The return address is just the White House. So President and Mrs. Obama also congratulate you on this fine achievement. There are also today flying over the state capitol 4 flags. They are flying in your name, and eventually they'll come down and be sent to you as a token of this very special day. So again, I offer congratulations for a job well done.
If I'm correct, I think that flag's actually flying over our federal capital, Washington, D.C. Is that right?
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Right. Next, I'd like to invite Mr. Howard Miller, City Councilor of Saratoga, to come up to present a few additional letters of commendation and say a few words.
Well, thank you for having me. As you guys probably know, you were really scheduled to get the mayor, but I played rock, paper, scissors with her 6 times to win the honor of being able to be here today. It is a challenge in our city. We love our Eagle Scouts. We love the scouting movement within our city. And, you know, you could probably get at least one council member at every single one of your meetings if you just ask them. We just love being here. I have some remarks, but let's finish with the letters. We have a letter and a certificate from our state Assemblywoman Anna Eshin for each of you, and you'll have to read the details later. And of course, with our fine seal, the City of Saratoga, official commendation signed by our mayor this year, Jill Hunter. She wishes she could have been here, but we really honor our scouts. For you, what you don't realize is that you've spent 18 years of your lives learning a whole bunch of stuff. You know what 1 plus 1 is. You probably have figured out what the integral from 0 to 1 is. Well, I won't get into the details. You've learned so much stuff, and it's so difficult to understand at this age what will be of most value to you in your life. And I want to relate to you 2 stories, both true, to maybe impress upon you what scouting may have brought to you. I was elected to the city council, and somebody asked me, you know, you seem to be really on your game. You seem to be trying really hard. You seem to know what's going on in the city. How did you learn this? And it was easy. I said, you know, I was in this organization. I earned this arrow of something or other and some merit badges. And the one thing they always told me was to be prepared. And as simple as that may sound, there are people who show up at city council meetings right now in Santa Clara County that sit down and say, wow, what's on the agenda tonight? What are we going to vote on? And what you don't see is it's typical for me on Friday to get 500 pages of changed laws, of staff reports, of supporting data. And I read all of that by the time I get to my Wednesday city council meeting. On Monday mornings, I meet with city staff. I have a regular job, but I kind of make the time. By the time I get to the council on Wednesday, I know what's going on, and I'm able to figure out what's best for our city. And that one thing, be prepared. Mr. Flores was my scoutmaster, and I must have heard it 1,000 times, and I'm sure you guys have heard it too. But that one simple thing from scouting will carry you far. And the second thing, and Sally alluded to this, carry your Eagle achievement with pride. There are people in this country and nation, and you'll find them in college, who maybe don't appreciate exactly all that an Eagle Scout is. But we had a situation at Apple, very competitive job situation. We had 2 very qualified candidates. They both went to top schools. They both had top grade point averages, and we were interviewing them for a job doing the middle of our graphics system in the Apple. You know, everything that's Apple is about graphics. Very important position. And we couldn't decide. 9 hours of interviewing both of them, 13 people in the room, and they Somebody said, too bad one of them doesn't have any leadership experience. And I said, no, wait a minute. Chris was an Eagle Scout. And everybody in the room looked at me and said, what does that have to do with our job? Never said that to me. 20 minutes later, they all agreed we were hiring him if I would just get off the soapbox about how great Eagle Scouts were. But by becoming an Eagle Scout, you didn't just prove that you could get a project done. It's not about cats or soccer players or kids at the subacute hospital. It's about you proving that you can figure out a complex problem, you can organize a group of people, you can manage a budget, and you can actually deliver something for the good of the community. And that is what leadership is. And I am proud of you. The city is proud of you. The state is proud of you. And as you know, the president and vice president are proud of you. This accomplishment that you've achieved lasts a lifetime, and I hope that you put it on your resume. Small words right at the bottom, Eagle Scout. And for those of us in the know, you are special people, and if we can find a way to get you into a good job, we will. So congratulations and good luck in the future.
At this time, I invite the parents to share a few words with us. Please come up to the stage. All parents are ready to share a few words. Do you want to do it family by family? I can bring everybody up at once and then we'll just pass the mic.
So we were very lucky to be part of an amazing ritual. What an experience to watch this Eagle Code of Honor. And this is the culmination of an amazing work by these folks here, by these scouts here. They have hit the pinnacle of the scouting world by becoming Eagle today. Big round of applause for these 4 amazing scouts right here. Absolutely amazing. So, Aditya Choudhary, Tony Holt, Kumar, and Gwen Zhao. I mean, they have really excelled. They have hit that pinnacle of the scouting world, and I'm so very proud to be standing here in front of them because truly I don't belong here because they have truly excelled in all the work that they have done, and it's indeed a very special occasion. So a lot of thought process and planning has gone into all this. And I would like to really recognize the moms because they have been really working behind the scenes, made it all happen while the dads enabled the actual starting project. So a little bit of credit goes to all of us. And Mr. Holt, obviously. So all the leadership staff of Troop 581 for making this amazing day come true for us. So, when I look back at the journey, it was a very special journey that Rishabh and all the other scouts went through, right? So Rishabh, first grade, we are driving up to Scott McLennan's home. We are trying to figure out where does he live, and that opened up the journey for Rishabh with scouting as a tenderfoot eventually. From first grade all the way to today his 11th grade, 16 years old, not yet 18, but that amount of incredible learning has been so special. He's really learned a lot. And I remember launching the rockets up in the Argonaut field. We did the Derby project, shining the wheels, and it was, what are we doing here, And I had to get involved, and that stats and bonding happened right there. And the scouting world opens up truly lots of wonderful doors that starts with making them leaders, how they are standing here today. They enter into high school, and then it's like a bullet train going by. We don't know what happened. Tenderfoot, life, and boom, here they are standing as an eagle. But they really have to pat themselves on the back. They have learned a lot, and they have truly excelled in every single aspect of scouting, and that's how they are here today. The scout oath is obviously ingrained in their minds, right? It's ingrained in my mind, after hearing them say it so many different times. But there are 3 different aspects of the scout oath that I would like to highlight here. One is be good. That's what scouting does to you. You really become a local citizen and a global citizen. You're out there trying to do good in the world, and that's really what scouting represents to me. Making the right choices. They made the right choice with the project. They went about talking to lots of different folks, and they came up with a project that was helping out the community. And that's really what they did with the project. And I tell you, they will continue to do that through the life, because what they have done is something very special with their project and helping out a local community, and they will be certainly doing that for the rest of their life. Beyond that, what is really most important for me is empowerment, because they have gone out and they have figured out what I want to do and gone out and executed. Absolute empowerment on their part. We had to step aside and said, guys, take ownership. Take ownership and run this through. And that's really what they did. So absolutely superb. I would like to thank the volunteers and the parents of Troop 581, because without them, this was impossible. A lot of folks, a lot of parents spend a lot of time, dedication, a lot of time and energy in putting together the structure, the framework of scouting for Troop 581. And these parents and volunteers are indeed very special. So I cannot thank them enough. So a big round of applause to the leadership from Troop 581 and all the different parents who made all this happen. Simply incredible. It definitely takes a village, and they have devoted their energies and their talents to get out a finished product right here. The general availability that's going on right now, the GA product. So I would like to finish up on one single note, and that is, what is the one takeaway you go from here, right? What is the one takeaway? And my apologies on the Silicon Valley jargon, I couldn't help myself there. But, message for Rishabh is very simple, that there is more to life. Scouting, the eagle is one aspect of it, but there is definitely more to life. And keep that coin shiny. You all have a little penny, from the country of England. So make sure that's shiny. Continue to work on what it takes to be a good Eagle Scout. Remember, we are constantly learning, evolving. As personalities, we are growing. And I'll tell you what, it truly comes from getting involved in the community. Because once you go out there and find a cause and you devote yourself to making that cause come true, you will really be making the scouting all over the world proud. There are millions who have walked the path before you, and you are in very elite company. You guys are in very elite company doing what you have just done. So please continue to make us proud, continue to make your local communities proud by getting involved with a good cause, lending your energy, your talents, and going out and executing, because you will create lots of different Eagle Scout projects through your life. So thank you all for doing what you all did. And I just made a big blunder by not giving it to Seema. Here you go.
I just wanted to thank everyone for coming over here and sharing this moment, which is, Rishabh has really made us proud. So thank you everyone for coming, and definitely want to thank Troop 581 for giving Rishabh this chance. Thanks.
Thanks, Rishi, for saying such a nice starting off. And congratulations to all Aditya, Rishabh, Tony, and Devin. And I'll try to keep everything very short. And I'll start by saying, Aditya, we are very proud of you. And Aditya joined Boy Scouts for its values and adventures. He had no specific long-term goals to achieve. He just took scouting day by day as it comes. He went to the outing, had fun, got some merit badges, and he got the requirements done. He advanced the rank. So this was one of his activities that he pursued by himself. And we stayed out of it, provided little guidance on what batch to do or what outing to attend. And that's the reason I'm very proud of your self-guidance, and I'm thankful to all the Scoutmasters and the troop parents who made this happen. I still remember when I dropped Aditya for your first summer camp, like 6 years back. I remember worrying about you, calling other parents to see if they have heard from their kids, and was told by the parents, no news is good news. And I I gave him a change for a phone call, but that was more usefully spent on the candy machine in the shop. So I had neatly packed the clothes for each day, and those were left untouched. Needless to say that when he came home, we had to hose him down and before he could enter the house. So no more packing for me after that. So I was very excited to see him after a week and he was looking forward to some good food and proper bed to sleep. And he made us really proud by going to a camp for a week, enjoying himself, coming home with no complaints, and even appreciating what he has at home, at least for a few days. I would say to you, Aditya, this is your achievement and you should be very proud of yourself. You'll always have a feeling you could have done something better or in certain way, but remember, this is achievement and to be looked at proudly at. I would expect you to follow the learning and use it to be a successful person. Remember, success is not just in getting a big paycheck, it's also in how you make little world around you a better place. And when time comes, you are prepared to give back to community by being a scoutmaster or doing any volunteer activity. I pass on the message which my parents gave me. Wherever you are and in whatever condition you are, don't forget your values. Believe in yourself and most importantly, touch one life. Make a difference in one life at a time till you are happy. There are a lot of ways you can touch a life, not just by money, by your time, by listening or providing a helping hand. And we as your parents, we look up to you as the Eagle Scout to lead us to be a better citizen of world, nation and community. I stand here to pass on blessings from our elders and ask to the bestowed upon you and fellow Eagles for courage and hard work and to continue holding up Scout values. We love you.
Thank you for joining us to celebrate Aditya and others Eagles Scout Coat of Honor. We are very proud of you guys and what you have achieved. Aditya has always loved outdoors. When he was in 4th grade, he suddenly one day wanted to go fishing. Now it's a perfectly reasonable request, except I panicked for the fact that I have absolutely no experience with fishing. In fact, no one in 7 generations of my family has ever gone fishing. So I thought it was a fad and it will forget soon. But he kept insisting on it, so we bought him a toy. We bought him a fishing rod as a toy, so to keep him busy and keep him quiet. Of course, that was not enough. And he kept persisting, and so I took him to a Calvaris lake for fishing. I was secretly hoping he won't catch a fish. Because if he were to catch a fish, I had no idea what to do with that. So obviously the line got tangled and we didn't catch any fish luckily. I'm glad Aditya joined the Scout and learned the proper way of fishing. And I'm off the hook. The Scout has helped him to properly explore his love for outdoor adventure and give him lifelong skills. I would like to personally thank the Troop 581, the leaders and volunteers, Mr. Holtz, Mr. Jones, Mr. Anderson, Mr. McMahon, and Mrs. Padma Srinivasan especially for guiding me through this journey. Aditya, we are proud of you.
mind is if Devin was going to be talking like that, when it's his turn to stand on the podium. Believe or not, I didn't relate the speech part of the ceremony to myself until a few months ago when I started preparing this big day for Devin. Then I started asking myself, what do I have to say for my own speech? And how much do I know about Scouting? Can I recite the 12 Scout laws like these Scouts? No. Can I not confuse the Scout slogan with the Scout motto from time to time? I'm not sure. Instead, I decided to share 2 stories of my own for this speech. One is why we chose a Troop 581 5 years ago, and the other is my experience with Scouts. 5 years ago, Tony, Harsha, and Devin were on the same soccer team for a spring season. At the end of a practice session, I happened to overheard Pamela and Dave talking about some troop outing. I know Dave from AYSO soccer since Devin was in 2nd grade. But that was when I learned Scouting was Dave's other big interest. He then told me the history of the troop and that he's one of the Scoutmasters there. Knowing Dave's strong commitment to AYSO referee program, I thought this troop must be very good with dedicated Scoutmasters like him. Devin and I then made our quick decision to join the troop. 5 years later, we are so glad to have made the decision to be part of the Troop 581 family. Last summer's Camp Kaisera was the only overnight trip I attended with the troop. It was a great experience to spend 3